We are go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Hello. This is once again Italo with Italo Black Tech Radio. Hi, how you doing? And we already have the guest, Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Victor, how's it going? Or, I'm sorry, should I use Italo? It's on the podcast.
I know, it's like, my secret identity has been revealed. My name is Victor.
No, I'm sorry. I know. We go way back, so I don't think you're.
Yeah, you made me.
Realize,
you made me.
2 years ago.
You made
right?
me. Yeah. Well, has it been 2 years?
Range 2017.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess it's been 2 years.
It goes by really quick. No, but thanks so much for having me. Absolutely.
You're welcome, man. So, for those that don't know, Mike Reyes is with Flat Tire. What is it? Flat Tire Theater or Flat Tire Company?
Flat Tire Theater Company. That's correct.
Flat Tire Theater Company. He's a producer, and also he's now become a Better Lemons critic, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting how I'm fairly new to the world of arts and entertainment and theater, but I quickly fell in love moving to Los Angeles. I didn't really understand theater, and I thought it was an art form maybe that wasn't for me, but I really gained an appreciation for it and realized that it absolutely is for people like me, and art is for everyone, and theater is for everyone, and I think LA has some of the best local theaters that I would put it up against Chicago, New York, and anywhere else across the world. And I think there's a real great art scene here that people don't realize. You may have to open that trap door sometimes as far as and take a look around, but for sure, I founded MikeCheck.com, this year as in February, and really as a goal just to support local arts, local theater, local television, film, local food, and just kind of bring awareness to it. I'm just a regular guy, so I'm not someone with an arts degree. I didn't go to school for acting. I'm just a regular dude who loves art and loves theater, and hopefully gets other people like myself into those seats, because I know how difficult sometimes it could be to fill the audience. Right.
I'm in an interview.
Right.
Sorry, yeah. I have a listener here that just stepped in the studio.
No. It's okay. We're live. We're
live.
That's right.
That's okay. It's Sam. You met him.
Of course.
Yeah, but you actually are not just a regular guy, because actually you have been not only a producer, not only a critic, but you also been in one show this year.
Yeah, I had a chance to be in one show, a small part. I don't know. I worked with so many talented people. That was one of Flat Tire's only musical to date so far, and I had a small part. But I did all the singing, I did all the choreography and dancing, so I got a little taste of the rehearsal process and the hustle process and the being exhausted, weeks, and the nervousness, and so it was a lot of fun. But I don't think you're not going to see me on stage anytime soon again. That was a one and done thing, I think, for me. So I'd much rather be in the audience than on stage. Just thinking about it, I just my hands are sweating just thinking about being on stage again. So
what was the most frightening thing for you? Like, what was your?
I think for me was I just worked with so many good people, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a member of Flat Tire, but I really think we have some of the most talented individuals who are working. A lot of our company members are, you're going to see them in shows all across Los Angeles. I know we're working on our upcoming fall show. One of our members, Carlos, he's actually in Romeo and Juliet, Go to Hell. I think Matt Ritchie on, so he's going to be in that show. And other of our company members are doing short films, they're doing commercials, they're working in the industry. So I really think we have some of the best folks. So I think what was the most nerve-wracking thing for me was I didn't want to let them down, and I didn't want people to come to our show maybe for the first time and see Flat Tire and look at that guy. I'm like, oh, that's the group. So I didn't, that was I didn't want them to judge our great group based on me. So I was just making sure I was just trying to keep up with them. So that was the hardest thing for me.
Right, but I think it was unfounded because the show was the Twins of Gilligate, right?
Yeah, very silly show, very campy.
Very silly, exactly.
A lot like a Monty Python meets,
right.
kind of that kind of super silly, a lot of jokes, a lot of dirty jokes, so it's a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, it was a lot of fun though. So it was a nice chance to kind of stretch those creative muscles. And I'm not, completely foreign to music and art. I play electric bass, and I've done some singing in the past, but that's kind of just personal stuff. But this is kind of the first time, being as a part of an organization in that aspect. So, but no, it was a lot of fun. It was good times.
Right. Yeah, and actually, and so we met actually, like you said, 2 years ago during the Hollywood Fringe Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started myself with the producing and directing. But actually, it's really, really interesting how 2 years have gone by.
Yeah.
And now I want to be on stage. So that's the reason I'm asking, because
yeah,
it is scary because I'm thinking, okay, I can either be a director, which is my choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can just go for it, right? Because Hollywood Fringe allows you to try things, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can fail miserably on stage, or or it can be a wonderful experience, and it's something you will remember, and you will probably not regret it. Except if you go to the critics page and you start reading the reviews, but you're the one person they're all talking about. That might happen, and what if it does, right? I mean, that's the worst that can happen. But that's what I'm thinking right now. It's like I'm always a pessimist, and I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? So that's and actually this was going to be a solo show, and then I started writing with Matt Quinn's group. They have a group called The Pipeline.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's one of the best in the business, and as a producer, and I know someone to collaborate with. And he's a great asset to have.
Yeah, and actually he's been guiding me, and Drew Petriello and Grace. I forget her last name. Grace. She did the master this year.
Yeah, good folks.
Yeah, really, really, really great writers. Gordon has been there too. He's been trying to do his own show, musical. But anyway, it's been an experience because now that I actually have finished, literally this morning, I finished the arc of the story that I'm doing. So yeah, I look forward for next year. But
absolutely.
We're not talking about me today.
No, it's good. Like I said, I'll be there, front row as far as to review the show. And as far as from the critic side of things, I'm not saying that it's you have to love every show, but I think from my perspective, I really try to go in when I see something and be as open as possible, because like you mentioned, I have been on stage before, and I know the amount of work and time and money that goes into these things. And I think at the end of the day, art is very subjective, and I know a lot of people can look at that and just kind of think, oh, that's, kind of hippy dippy kind of way of thinking. But I think it's true. I think my theater experience doesn't invalidate yours, and vice versa. You might go see a show and it really resonates with you. There might be a direction, an actor, a character choice, something that you're like, that I thought that was really good, and walk away with it. And I might say, maybe that wasn't for me, but I certainly appreciate, the good things about it. And, and vice versa, you might go see a show and you might not like it. And it's probably my favorite show of the year, So I think anyone who's brave enough to put on art and do it and actually put themselves out there, kudos to them, and I think it's really easy for a lot of other critics and,
right.
just to smear stuff and say, oh, it's bad for bad's sake. So not everything's perfect. Everything's a work in progress. I've seen shows that, maybe haven't been, my favorite, or I maybe needed a little work here and there. But I always try to provide any feedback that can be constructive and helpful. And,
Right.
You know, not everything, you're not going to like everything, but, you know, I think at the end of the day, artists are, you know, it's very subjective. So, I mean, it's, you know, you're not going to please everyone, and you can't please everyone. So,
No. If you try to do that, because yeah, exactly. If you try to please everybody, you're never gonna get it done.
yeah.
Which is something I learned in Russia.
Yeah.
And also Hollywood, specifically Hollywood. But yeah, exactly. The road to get into Hollywood, it took me 40 some years.
Right.
And even now, I'm still like amazed at how I just went for it, and it paid off, because I got to go to Russia, and I got to meet wonderful people like yourself, and the Flat Tire cast and crew, and also the directors and the producers, and you know, the whole shebang. And I'm like, and now I'm actually discovering new people here in North Hollywood, and I'm like, oh, that's something local that I haven't even been involved in that. And so I met Sebastian and
another group. Yeah, Sebastian Munoz was a great Force and Acer Productions. I just saw Edgar Allan Poe.
Me too.
Yeah, a little while ago. I thought it was phenomenal. Duffy Hudson was.
Yeah.
Oof, man, what a master class of a performance. So I mean, absolutely. I think there's so much going
Tour
on.
Tour de force, unintended, because. Yeah, he really was great. Also, what was I saying? Fallen Saints was good as well. I saw it, I think 2 weeks ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing Matt Ritchie's.
Yeah, Matt's great. Absolutely. His Fringe show was phenomenal. You know, spoke volumes. So I'm excited about it.
Right. But so speaking of, you know, film, productions that you've seen this year, I already know you have a favorite, but tell me what is your take on the, you know, after the French Festival was over, or during the French Festival was over, during the French Festival, I mean, which one has stood out to you? Like, I was like, oh my God, that was the best show. I wish more people had seen it. And
you know, it's hard to say, because I saw probably about 30 productions at Fringe, and I was also incredibly stressed because, as you know, I was getting married, so I was like running around like a crazy person, seeing multiple shows. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize I also have a full-time day job as well. You know,
right.
Running the website keeps me very busy, but it doesn't pay the bills, at least maybe not yet, you know. So I work in human resources for a large nonprofit, you know, Monday through Friday. So I'm at work, and then afterwards I would go to a show and maybe see 1, 2, or 3 shows, and then have to, you know, get caught up on reviews. So sometimes you'd come home and, you know, and it'd be 1 o'clock and you're writing and you're like, ooh, you know, wiped out for the day. But this year was, you know, this was really a really good year. I feel like I saw a lot of stuff for me that stood out. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head. I mean, musically, you know, I was a big fan of musicals. The Bully Problem was one of my favorites that I saw. That was really great. I hope they have a chance to remount. You know,
we were sitting next to each other that day. Actually.
Yeah, absolutely. See, right? Yeah. What else I saw that I really enjoyed? That was just a lot. Treason was phenomenal.
Treason was great.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, yeah.
I'm so glad they're actually, you know, I know trying to mount a full film production of that. So
yeah,
I think that's really.
They already have a cast, and I think they're already in production or pre-production right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Like that was one of the best.
Yeah, man, that was that. Yeah, that one left me shook as they say. You know. That was very, very.
And also, okay, so the guy from I forget his name, but he did No More Toys.
Okay.
Or he wrote No More Toys. He's now involved in Treason.
Oh,
so he will be, he will be part of the new cast that is going to become, is going to be with Treason, or in Treason, the movie, which is going to be interesting. I forget his name, but anyway, that was another good show. I don't know if you saw No More Toys too. That was so good.
No, I did. Like I said, and that's the thing with Fringe, right? I mean, there's almost 500 shows going on. So I mean, even with the ones I saw, I mean, I saw so many good ones. The Last Croissant, of course, the Attic Collective.
I missed that one.
Oh my goodness! So, and that's you know, there was that was the most impressive set design I've seen at any Fringe show ever in my entire life. I don't know how they did that loadout in 10 minutes, but that's another theater. That's another theater company that's on the up and up. They've been around for a couple of years. Shout out to the Attic Collective and their hustle. I know their next play is coming, I think, early next year, so I'm looking forward to being there for that.
Okay. Yeah. Now that I know the theater companies, now I know which, Flat Tire Theater. Now I know, if it's Matt Ritchie, or if it's Matthew Robinson, or if it's Mitchell Bishop is doing one tonight with Goblins. And so now that I know my favorites, I know my go-to people. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see. Definitely want to see, the people that I know are good, and I know they have great production. So I already have I don't even know what they're gonna come up with next year.
You just know, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there certainly is a lot of hunger. There's a lot of young theater companies, or maybe professionals like yourself, who are just wanting to, try new things or put in the work. As far as I know, a recent show I saw was from Boomstick Theater Company. They've been around for, I think, just a year or two now. They did a musical, Toxic Avenger, the musical, which is based off the old campy 80s movie. And it was phenomenal. It's playing right now at Zephyr Theater, and it's absolutely some of the best voices I've heard on stage, and absolute wild, man. They have a really incredible talent. It's something I encourage everyone to check out as well. I mean, you can find all the stuff I reviewed recently on my website, but I mean, I've seen some good stuff. As far as after Fringe, I took a break and, kind of decompress and kind of
got married and marital status changed.
For sure. I also saw, we saw shows in London as well, so I had a chance to, go see stuff at the Globe Theater, see Shakespeare, Midsummer there, and, some stuff at the National. So when I came home, I was like, oh, I need a break from theater. But no, I mean, I've seen some good stuff lately. Echo Theater Company right now, they're doing a hand job, which man, that was a phenomenal play.
I'm seeing that one Monday, actually.
That's a really great one. Theater Unleashed is doing Ryder Strong, the actor from Boy Meets World. Most people know him from there as playing Sean. He got his master's degree, and now he's writing now. So his new play Never Everland is playing at Studio Stage. That was interesting.
Which actually is the title of one of my show that I was going to put out at the Fringe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it was called Neverland, which is based on Peter Pan. But
this is a little it dips into the fallout of the trials of Michael Jackson, as far as So,
okay, that makes sense.
It's a little different.
a little different.
so it's good, but a little dark, So as far as, but yeah, I mean I've seen some good stuff, and then I try to check out stuff that's not theater as well. I have a couple movie reviews in the pipeline. As far as I just saw a couple really great films lately. I know I haven't had a chance to been to the movies as much as I like, but Shia LaBeouf's last movie was probably my favorite movie of the year, The Peanut Butter Falcon, the independent film he did. And then I just saw Joker, the new Joker movie, which I know incredible. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah. So
give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts in Of course, let's not spoil it for people.
Sure. About Joker.
The Joker, yeah.
I think. Okay. Without spoiling, I think Joaquin Phoenix delivers an Oscar-worthy performance in his transformation. I think it's a very tragic play, and I think it certainly highlights more of the issues we have going on, and not the way people expect. I know that there was some initial backlash about maybe people being afraid that it would provoke violence. I certainly think that's not the case at all. I think it just shows our maybe current state to help those people who actually need help, and our ability to serve them, whether that's through mental health issues or substance abuse issues or whatever it might be. But I think I felt very sad after leaving it. But so there's certainly a lot of scenes in there where I was like, I could see maybe America reflected in some of that. We have an overabundance of wealth, and I don't want to get on a political tirade, but I mean, I think we have an opportunity to take care of everyone here in America. I don't think that's such a crazy idea. So, but I don't think we do. So I thought it was very good, and I highly recommend people check it out.
No, actually, speaking of that, because also I don't like to talk politics much,
Sure.
but yeah, there was actually a sense where okay, so the Joker, for those who haven't seen it, obviously, is a story of Arthur Fleck,
Yes, Arthur
which
Fleck,
actually it's kind of like a I don't know the theory is that it was going to be a Ben Affleck reference. So
okay.
A and Fleck. Well,
Gotcha.
anyway, but so yeah, basically he's a clown and he's obviously has mental issues. But I think I was thinking about the homeless situation here in LA,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
how it really became an epidemic here, where a lot of mental health patients were released because they closed down a lot of mental institutions, and they were forced to go on the streets.
Yeah.
And that's a theory that I heard. So when I saw that, I was like, this could be LA. This is LA, really. I mean, if you think about how many people are out, and they're not crazy people. They're just homeless people, and some of them are crazy, but most of them are not. And so it spoke to what's going on right now in LA and anywhere in the U.S. Yeah, it was really deep, and how we neglect it. They're invisible to us. We don't see them, even if they're screaming and yelling at your face, like I am gonna do something, and there's red flags everywhere, and we're ignoring them. So that's kind of been my take on it. Without giving away anything, I don't think I did this time, because I always do that. But yeah, it was really deep. And of course, it's I think it's one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Yeah, I agree. It's certainly up there. So if everyone has any worries that it's going to like provoke, gun violence, and I don't think that's the case. Maybe I'm ignorant, maybe I'm incorrect, but no, I think it's a story about how we fail as a society to provide those who need help, particularly with mental health, what they need, and the results of that. So.
Right. So anyway, let's not spoil it anymore.
For sure.
But yeah, for those that are listening, once again, so Mike Reyes has a website, which is Mike. What is it?
MikeCheck.com. There is a hyphen in between Mike and Check, but yeah, MikeCheck.com for LA-based review blog. So I cover theater, food, TV, and film. Mostly theater. That's kind of what I enjoyed the most. But yeah, a little bit of everything as far as what just stuff I'm checking out on any given basis. And there's a lot to do and a lot to see. And on any given weekend, there's probably 50 plus shows running. So I try to see what I can and hopefully point people in that direction.
Cool. So I'm gonna post the link below. If you're listening, by the way, I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube also, but. Anyway, it's a long story, but for those that are following me, you will see a link to his blog, because actually I've been reading your blog, and actually, like you said, it's actually pretty good because you're the type of critic that everybody likes.
I do. Well, people like to invite me. I think that I'm very easy to make laugh. So if you have a comedy or I laugh pretty loud and hard during funny scenes or something. So I don't know. I just I like art. So
right. Yeah, because there are some critics that nobody wants them in their show.
Well, I tell you what. Again, I'm not going to name names or point fingers because that's not my style. But I think some people kind of missed the mark, and I don't think this is kind of an us versus them thing, but I'll tell you what. I see a lot of diversity and representation on stage. The more I see theater, I see a lot of people who look like me on stage. But I tell you what, having a chance to kind of meet the community and meet folks, I don't necessarily think I see a lot of reviewers or critics who look like me. As far as someone who might represent the Latinx community, or someone who might represent, I think, I don't know. I think because there was a recent review, again, not going to name names on.
I heard.
Yeah, and they were just just to have like some weird a very misappropriate Spanish phrase just like dropped in the middle of a headline. It just kind of tacky and stuff that just that's not cool. So I get that. I mean, I know they weren't trying to be malicious or to be mean spirited, but it's just ignorant. And I think that, I think, like I said, I think hopefully, that this should all be about, we need to add more seats to the table and not build walls. So I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, well, you're actually speaking about a different scenario.
Oh, is there something else that you were?
Yes. Oh. Well, we can talk about it after this interview.
Fair enough.
But yeah, because I mean, he's a good reviewer.
Sure.
Okay, I reveal he's a male.
Oh.
And that's all I'm gonna say. But no, he was actually very how do you say it? He was talking about women, and he had a very nasty comment about women in particular, or the Me Too movement, or something like that. I don't remember much. It's been, and I always say Hollywood is not. It's only a zip code, right? And not only that, but it's a tight community. So anything you do to one of us, trust me, if you think Hollywood doesn't gossip, you get another thing coming.
For sure.
We talk and we go online and we out you right away. So don't mess with any of us. I am very careful not to mess anybody, not to cross. I mean, yeah. Anyways, no story short, but that's it. I'm gonna say that.
No.
I used to be I used to write for a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to movies as a critic with a critic mindset, and it came to a point where I didn't enjoy the movies anymore. I was not looking forward to seeing anything, because I was always while I was watching the movie or while I was watching the play or whatever it was, I was already thinking about how I'm gonna criticize this movie, or how I'm going to talk about this movie, or the good and the bad. The bad is first, and so I'm like, oh my god, I have to stop. I have to tell my friend, I'm like, this is the last thing I'm going to do, and the last article I'm going to write for you, because it was a monthly thing, and I did not want to do it anymore. I'm like, you know what, I am not doing this again. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey, Victor, you still with me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi there. I don't know. I thought I dropped for a second.
No, it was me.
I'm sorry. It's okay.
But anyhow,
you were saying how it got to a point where it wasn't fun for you anymore.
It wasn't fun for me, because I was always, it was not a good place to. It was not a good place to be.
Yeah. No, I understand. It can be tough. It feels like, it is work, and like the website has been a lot, and it's caused me a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety sometimes, because it's a lot to go in it. So sometimes I can tell, I'm like, oh, I gotta see this show, but I have to remind myself, when it stops becoming fun, I will stop doing it. I'm still having fun right now. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still trying to remind myself that, I'm very blessed to see a lot of cool things and support, new friends, and have a chance to meet a lot of people. But I agree with you. If something is, not fun for you, then it's not worth putting time or your energy into it.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point. And so, I stopped doing it. But yeah, you're right. Actually, it was not fun anymore, and I became a very negative person, trying to look for the negative before I even went for the positive.
Right.
And then when I became a producer and then a writer, that's when it hit me. It's like, okay, I've been an asshole all this time.
Sure.
And so I gotta think about the production, think about how much it goes into it and all that. Like you said, it's like you don't see yourself in it until you're in it, and then when you're in it, you're like, well, even if it's a bad show or a bad performance or a bad day for that actor, you gotta take into consideration there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely, and for sure. And I think a lot of critics don't see that sometimes, the amount of work that goes in, the amount of money, time, effort. These people prepare for 5, 6 weeks for for a 1 hour show, right? That's going to happen for So I think, again, I'm not saying people aren't allowed to be critical and have a chance to recommend things, because I don't like everything, but I think you have to be, words are powerful, and I know what it's like for an actor to spend a lot of their time and work really hard and then get a review that's not fair, right? It could be tough but fair, and I'm okay with that. But if it's just ugly and mean spirited and it's not constructive, then to me, no, that doesn't help anyone. Who does that help? Who does that serve, right?
Right, exactly. So and then actors are very sensitive people. we're all sensitive people, but in particularly, actors. I mean, if anybody's more sensitive, it's actors, because they put it all out there, in the front line.
Yeah.
So be respectful, be mindful, and if you have something to say, that's great. If you don't have nothing to say, then don't say it at all.
Sure. Or tell those critics maybe be in a production, get on stage, see what it's like for one time.
Right. Yeah. I think get on the mic.
Your perspective changes. Yeah. When you have 50 pairs of eyes on you, you have to remember your lines. You have to remember your music. Remember your choreography. Yeah. I mean, I think it changes for a lot of people. So,
like my character in the last monologue says, wicked. Karma is a witch.
That's right.
Anyhow, Mike, I gotta get going because somebody was calling me. That's why I went up.
Oh, okay. No worries. Well,
but absolutely. I do appreciate you calling me today. I want to see Handjob.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Definitely. It's one of the best things I've seen on stage. Shout out to the Echo Theater Company. They're doing a great job over there. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. If anyone wants to see or read my reviews, again, I'm at MikeCheck.com, on social media, Mike Check blog, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Have a chance to check. Yeah, Mike Check 1 2. So check out what I'm seeing lately. Everything's on there. Again, I just reviewed actually a new web series as well called Dead Friends, which is the first web series I reviewed, and it's free. It's only 67 minutes long. It's 8 episodes. It's one of the funniest web series I've seen so far. So it's under the television and film. It's on the website there.
What is the? I haven't heard of that. Is that on Netflix or is that?
No, it's online. It's a group of called Svelte Dog Productions. They just put together. They're kind of like Flat Tire, right? They got together and were tired of waiting for people to do stuff, so they decided to do something themselves. So they did. They shot, filmed, and produced an entire web series. They filmed it in Highland Park, and it's a really fun, kind of quirky ghost story that is really silly but has a lot of heart. So right now they're doing the circuit for the Highland Park, Glendale, Burbank Film Festival, and they've gotten nominated for some awards. So again, they're at deadfriendswebseries.com. You can find the link on my website as well. But it's a fun little ghost story that it's not scary or spooky, but it's a good time for Halloween. It's very funny, actually. So people and each episodes are like 6 minutes long, so you can watch them while you're doing.
Oh, I see. So. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. So, but no. Otherwise, thanks again for having me. We'll have to hop on again, and always happy to talk theater and and see what we're checking out regularly. A quick shout out to my sponsor, Derek Alvarado Photography, as well. He's one of our financial sponsors for the website, helps us keep the lights on. So if you have looking for new headshots, go to him. He's offering 20% off headshots for all people who say they came from MikeCheck.com. So he does a really good job. So all your actors and acting friends listening, Derek Alvarado Photography again, his link is at the bottom of my website as well.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. So we're gonna put all that in the comments below, and yeah, just follow Mike, and he'll tell you where to go, and that's where I'm going next. So I trust your reviews. So.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to catching up in person. Thanks again so much for having me on. Like I said, I hope to be sitting next to you in the audience for a show coming up soon.
Okay, we'll do.
All right, Victor. You
and,
take care.
You take care too. And then once again, if you want to follow me, best place to do it is on Facebook. Facebook is the page is Italos Blog Talk Radio, obviously. And because I'm going to be posting this on either Blog Talk Radio, but Blog Talk Radio is kind of sketchy, so it will probably go on YouTube as well, and somewhere else maybe in the future. But so far, that's what I'm doing. So once again, thank you, Mike, and thank you for listening. And let me see if I can play a song.
We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
Well, I didn't see that coming.